Hello and welcome back to our channel. As we are leaving 2022 and heading into 2023, we wanted to end the year with a discussion of our investigations for the past year. So I am joined by G.O.A.T members Amelia, Jayne and Gill as we talk in detail about our investigations. We hope you enjoy this video and thank you for taking the time to watch our videos.
What did you think of it being your first time?
I was excited and I was nervous at the same time because back in 2020, that's when originally me and Jacob were going to go. And we went to look around and I felt fine in every room. I didn't feel anything. And then when I went down into the cave, I had a bit of a funny feeling down there because that's where most of the worst inmates were put. And I thought, oh God, this is going to be fun when we go, because we were meant to be going, and then obviously COVID came, lockdown came, so we had to put it a year back. So when we went in August, I think I somehow made it worse than what it actually was going to be, because I had such a long wait in between, so I had all these scenarios, overthinking. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. And we went down and we went in and she took us round again, because obviously it's been over a year since we gone, so we went round before we did the investigation, then we went back to the hotel and then we went. And it's a massive place because you've got 2 courtrooms, you've got the women's quarters where the women were kept, you've got the dark cell, the night cell, and then you've got the Moore's room, which is where they would have put the inmates who died, so they were buried underneath. And then you've got the outside where the hanging was. Oh. And then apparently in the main entrance bit, years when they were still doing hangings and stuff, they had one outside on the front steps, and there was a stampede and people died and a little boy died. Okay. And apparently he does linger around the main entrance. When the first investigation what we went to, we only had the EVP recorder, EMF meter and the light sensor. That was it for our equipment. Yeah. In the women's quarters, we did catch some good voices on the EVP, we got the name of a woman what was down there. Yeah. Jill, that's what it sounds like, wasn't it? I feel like this woman, whoever she was with us all through the rooms, because the first room what we went in, I think it was the night cell, and you can hear her say, "Come here." But nothing happened in the night cell, nothing at all. We didn't get anything on the EVP. We went in the women's and you could hear doors banging, and so what do? You get up and go looking for these doors, and we can't find them. In the cave, there was these really loud footsteps, like a woman had heels on. Okay. But me and Jacob didn't hear that. But it's so loud on the audio.
You had stones, didn't you, thrown?
First. So you've got a bit of light.
There's a growl in there as well, but we didn't hear that either. We did hear the moan. We did hear this woman's moan. What was that?
I heard that.
It was like a moan. It wasn't until the Moore's room where I got scared, but I think that's because I didn't have any headphones on. Yeah. And then when Jacob went to do his EVP session, it's put these headphones on, so then I could hear everything. And then that deep voice came through, and that freaked me out because I wasn't expecting it. Yeah. And then Jacob's like, oh, I've just heard a growl. The room what I was looking forward to doing was the courtroom. Yeah. Because apparently there is shadows what walk along the balconies, and you can hear footsteps, and apparently the judge's chair as well, if you sit in it, your face change. I'd like to go back to the galleries because I feel like because there was only me and Jacob,
there wasn't enough bodies.
There wasn't enough bodies, and because it was our first one, we thought we didn't have enough time to properly investigate what was there. We did get a lot in terms, say it was our first one. We did get get a lot. I was scared of Sherwood and not scared for the paranormal. I was scared of being in
the forest.
In the forest. If we all got scared and we all ran in different directions, that would have freaked me out because I'm shocking with sense of direction, so God knows where I would have ended up. And plus we did it in November last year, and we went in about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, but it felt like it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m. So from the get-go, I was...
The wind was bad as well.
The wind was bad as well. And it was just that was just a strange one. Again, we didn't have that much equipment. We had the same amount of equipment.
Did anything come through?
Yes, it did. We did quite a few EVP sessions while we was there. We did the first one just near the major oak, and then we went a little bit further in and we did another one. And you can hear footsteps, and then you can see me move because I had like my hat on, and someone flicked the top of it, and you can see me turn, and that was like, oh, okay, there's something around here. I just heard someone behind me. Everybody else, do you know when I was stood here?
Yeah.
Somebody come there and just like, you know, the bobble of my hat, it felt like somebody went like that, and that's when I turned. Did you see him turn? Like I heard like
I think I had John record, so we might be able to see if it moved it.
Because I sort of like heard something like a and it was like whoa.
Teresa sensed a little girl there, didn't she?
Yeah, to be fair, like when Cherie said it was a little girl, it did feel mischievous. It did feel like a little kid compared to something darker. I don't know, but to be fair, it did seem like a little girl, and she did seem intelligent.
Yeah.
I don't know what a connection is to Sherwood Forest. I don't know if thousands of years ago she used to live in Sherwood. She was part of Robin Hood and the Merry Gang. I don't know. Because obviously the Vikings invaded Sherwood Forest, so obviously it could have something to do with that.
You also saw a white figure, didn't you?
Yeah, both me and Jacob saw it at different times. He saw it when we was walking towards the major oak, and he said it was like it was this off, so like the shoulders upwards, and it was a white figure. And then when we was at the major oak, Jacob turned his camera and I saw it, but he looked like he had a hood up, like what Robin Hood would wear. That was that sort of like get up what he was wearing, like the clothing. To Sherwood Forest now, we've got more equipment just to see.
You weren't actually scared, were you?
No, I wasn't scared like by the paranormal at all. I was more scared about getting lost. Where I think Jacob, he was, as soon as Cherie says it was a kid, he went into fright mode then, and he couldn't settle. And you can see him, he's like looking around him and stuff because he don't like if it's kids or anything like that.
Your third one is Robin Hood Museum.
That was the one that I was looking forward to the most because obviously did a lot of research to where we could go in Nottingham. And that kept coming up, and I kept reading like people's experience of that place. We went in January, and Jacob's brother came with us this time. And to be fair, we started off and nothing was happening. And I thought, oh God, it's been built up and it's going to be a load of rubbish. We've got a long night here and nothing is happening. But obviously there is stuff happening, but we just couldn't pick it up.
You had no spirit box though, did you?
No. Since then, like the light kept coming on and off in the attic room when we was up there, and at the time we thought it was because we were moving, but actually looking at the footage, we're not moving, so it is coming on. It is something up there, and I think it is kids up there because I did get scratched, but it wasn't like a nasty scratch. It was like a kid trying to get your attention, like Amelia. And I think it did want to play, but obviously we didn't have the flashing ball or anything like that last time. Went into the fried up room, and Adam says that nothing nasty really happens in there, but there's you feel uneasy in it. It does make you feel unwell. And to be fair, Aidan, as soon as we got in, Aidan felt a bit unwell. He says, my head's fuzzy.
I feel weird in here.
His head's tingling.
Your head's tingling? Yeah. It's like, it doesn't like, it's like, it's just weird. I just feel dead weird.
I was like, oh, okay, well, perhaps we are going to get some good stuff in there. But again, the light didn't come on. There's some voices on the EVP, but there's not enough concrete. But I did go into a trance in there. You can actually see me on the footage where I'm rocking backwards and forwards, and I think you can see that I'm not really there, and I did feel sick. So we had to come out.
Yeah, but something pulled at your jumper before that, didn't it?
Yeah.
Before you went into
it wasn't
trance.
necessarily a pull on my jumper, it was like a flick of it.
Yeah.
Like trying to get my attention.
Like
Something was just behind me. It felt like they got a bit of my jumper and flicked it. It was funny really because we went on a break. We actually went to McDonald's, then we came back and we was eating, and that's when the massive activity happened. And we didn't get it all on camera, unfortunately, because it caught us off guard because we were eating. Hear it running up and down the stairs, and like I think Aiden says, it sounds like 8 people running up and down, and that's what it sounds like. And you can hear the door being opened and slammed, and furniture being moved.
Yeah.
Get up. The door behind you, come on. There's something there. I'm ashamed as well. Get up. Shut the door behind you. Yes. Come on.
Said a voice.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Why has it got all the zebra on it? How do you get it off?
Come on. Get on the door. What? Fucking hell. It's going. Oh,
Somebody's fucking running up.
That's on there. Come here. Come here. I'm not going to talk to What is that?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What?
Can you hear something, the store? Can you hear that being dragged? I can't say that I was scared by it.
Yeah.
Because I thought, well,
It's happening.
it's happening. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think you might just do it to get your attention. Maybe it's party trick. Maybe it does that, and it's got people to leave the building because people are left the building because they can't cope with what's happening in there. So maybe it's party trick. And I think because we didn't go, we stood up to it. It's like, oh well, these are proper people. I'm going to have to up it up. And to be fair, I do think it was starting again, because I could hear the footsteps again, and then we did try to get a little bit of sleep, but I couldn't settle because I could hear whispering.
Yeah.
And I had to look at Jacob and Aiden to see if it was them two what were talking, but it wasn't. I could hear the footsteps starting again. But we went in January, it was so cold, so we had to leave early. But yeah, I did enjoy that one.
But you weren't scared, you didn't come home scared, did you?
No.
No, not like that when we all went.
Yeah.
No. Like I said, it was a completely different atmosphere to what we experienced the last month.
Yeah.
Like as soon as
like I said, from April to last month, it's completely different.
First thing he says to us, we've got 2 new spirits, didn't he? One's dark and one's a little girl, and it's shown.
But I think it's the same thing.
I think it's the same thing.
Something's like that little girl's the front, and it's hiding behind her. Yeah, I think that.
Demons.
Yeah, it's
They
doing
do.
with her.
The demons do.
They try and gain your trust.
Yeah, with a child, and you're going to trust a child.
Yeah.
I think Millie is the same dark energy. What is there? I don't think it's 2 different spirits. It's the same one, but the demon shows itself as a little girl, so it can get to you. And I think the only reason we didn't see her because we knew.
Yeah, because I was all right when we first walked in, and then as soon as he said about this little girl and that I were on edge, I couldn't wait for you, and I were right. I don't want to be here now. I just felt. If he hadn't said that, I would have been fine, but I just didn't feel easy.
I mean, to be fair to Adam, he didn't even have to tell us that.
No.
He did. Do you know what I mean?
As soon as I walked in that door, I felt different.
as soon as I walked in,
Especially when I went upstairs.
I thought, oh, there's something different about it, and it knows who I am.
I know he didn't even have to ask him, he just suddenly blurted it all out, didn't he?
Yeah. To be fair to Adam, he is very honest with what is there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he allows people to take in a Ouija boards in there or whatever. I don't know. But when we went in April, that was your first one.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we did pick the Robin Hood because it is a good location.
Yeah.
But like I said, when I walked in April, I felt like I was being watched, but I didn't feel a darkness or anything in that manner.
I felt quite calm that night.
Yeah, I felt very calm.
I think that's why you wanted to go back, didn't you? When it was just a few of us,
Yeah,
so you could
I felt
experience.
like it was very loud and very busy.
Yeah, it was. It seemed it. Yeah, and I think that's why you did want to go. And then I thought, well, I'd like to go, and because I've heard so much about it. And then you said you'd like to come, so it was quite nice, wasn't it?
I think in terms of like, that is a location what you need to experience once, just to say that you've done it. And like I said, if this dark energy wasn't there when we went last month, I would have gone back again next year.
Yeah, definitely.
But you don't.
I'm not risking it.
No.
Not with what happened. No.
It was funny really because the documentary, I felt me and Jake, we didn't really get anything.
No, we didn't.
But them lot, they got the ball flashing.
I enjoyed it, I must admit. But you said to me straight away it's different, didn't you?
Yeah.
I knew that it was different because you
I
went in a trance.
can remember when we were doing the documentary, me and you and Jake was outside doing that interview, and you was like, I want anything to happen. I want scratches, I want spirit voices, running up into footsteps. Yeah. And I was like, after we did it, I'm like, oh, well, we didn't really tick many of them boxes. No. We got this spirit boxes, but actually listening back to the footage, the running up and downstairs was happening.
Yeah,
while we was all in the We're back at the Robin Hood experience where we investigated last time. Obviously, we've got a new member joining the team, Amelia. How are you feeling?
Nervous, but all right.
What you hoping's going to happen?
I just want something to happen. Anything, running, scratching, talking, trying like through the spirit box or anything.
Pontefract came in for the first time through that spirit box, wasn't it?
Which room do you want us to go in? Can you give us a number?
That just said Pontefract.
That just said Pontefract.
First time we were at the Robin Hood.
Yeah, it was in April.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who had this spirit.
I think we was doing a group one.
It was the big group one.
Middle.
And it came out and Jake was like, did that say Pontefract? I'm like, yeah, I think that
but
was
he did say Pontefract correctly. And
it corrected him.
Yeah.
What did he say? Pontefract or something?
Yeah.
And it was like Pontefract.
Yeah.
Because we didn't even ask. It was funny because me and you, when we were on a break, we were talking about going there, weren't we? So it was quite interesting that was it listening to what we were saying and it's like confirm what we were talking about. But we didn't even bring Pontefract up. All I said was, which room do you want us to go into next?
Because it kept, from the attic, it told us which number room to go into. But then when we was in the sheriff's room, that's when it came through.
Well, can you remember after we did our solos, because me and Sherry got the most activity in the shop front, we went in there and it told us to go to the attic and then it told us to go downstairs, didn't it? So we decided to go in the sheriff room because we knew that we wanted to do the big groups in the main rooms. Yeah. So we went in the sheriff room and like we did get some voices coming through, and obviously the Pontefract came through. And to be fair, I think I was just amazed by that it could come out with Pontefract.
And we was all like, what?
Because they all turned to me, all the skeptics. They were like, "Oh, what's Pontefract?" I'm like, "Oh, well, it's got this haunted house. It's considered one of the most haunted houses in the UK behind Enfield haunting." But went in the fried talk room towards the end as well, and this voice comes through the spirit box and it says demon, and Jacob actually picks up on it. Did it say demon? But I think at the time I couldn't hear it properly. Yeah. You couldn't hear it properly. But going back on the footage, it does say demon, and I think as soon as it said that was the moment where it latched onto me.
That's Siberian. That's Siberian.
Personally, I do feel that there is some spirits there what are nice, what are trying to protect us.
Yeah.
And I do think it was like giving us some, especially in October. Michaela's gone. I think it was warning you.
Yeah.
See, I still think that was quite like childish.
Yeah.
Like when we was trying to ask questions, he was like, "No, you've told me to flash the ball. I'm flashing the ball."
And when you said I want the age and it went one. I laugh at that. It makes me laugh.
To be honest,
Definitely not one.
looking back at that bit, I do think it told us its age. It went to 5 for you, and then it went to 3 for you. So I'm guessing it's 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's right with
And I
the
think the only
spirits.
reason it went up to 5 was perhaps it needed a little bit more energy to go.
Yeah, because there was 6 spirits when you first went, wasn't there?
To be fair, in the sheriff room, you say how many spirits are
says
in.
8.
It says 8,
Yeah.
which makes sense.
Yeah.
That the 6 are still there, but
Yeah.
there's 2 new ones,
Yeah.
which makes sense because that's confirming what Adam's told us.
Yeah.
How many spirits are there?
Yeah, and them 2 new ones are taking over. They're
Well, I
all
think it's
powerful.
one big
I
one.
don't think it's 2. I think
it's
just
one
the
big
one, yeah.
I just think it's using a cover. It's using the little girl because you can gain
Yeah.
trust from a little girl spirit. But
I mean-
actually, it's not, because then that's when it'll latch on or try and do whatever it
Because
does.
you could really hear that door opening and closing, and you did pick up on that.
Yeah.
Before
That's really,
we,
you can hear the footsteps again.
Yeah.
That's like how it was.
You did say while we were in that room,
Yeah.
but we didn't. We heard it more when we came
I
back.
felt
didn't we?
like, because obviously you did pick up on it, but listening back, it felt like it was coming from where it came from in January, up from the basement,
Yeah.
and it stopped outside our door, rattled the
Yeah,
thing, and thought,
yeah.
oh no, I'm not going in there. They're
Yeah,
all in there.
yeah.
I'm not going in there. That negative spirit's in
Yeah,
there. I'm going to go in the other room.
Yeah.
And I do feel like maybe the kids, them 2 kids, what are there? I think they do hide under the bed because they are scared.
Yeah.
And I do think possibly the only one what's probably not scared is the sheriff, whatever spirit he is.
Exactly.
Sound like a door slammer.
As soon as I left you guys in the sheriff room, you got a female voice come through, I scratch.
Yeah.
It's confirming that it scratched me.
Yeah. And then you felt sick.
Yeah, but
Then
that's
you
as
went-
soon as Danny moved.
Then you went out, and then when you came back in, you weren't with us.
Yeah.
And I said to you, didn't I? that Amelia's not registering with us.
That's why I said to you, did you look in the mirror without realising? Did you look up and it caught you?
I have no.
But I don't know.
The only thing that I remember is getting a pain above my left eye, and then the next thing I know, my mum and Danny are both shaking and saying Amelia.
Yeah.
But when we tried to get back, she was like staring underneath the bed.
Yeah.
Because Danny says,
With torch in your hand.
yeah.
But then that makes me wonder, am I worried about the kids under the bed?
Yeah, is the kids trying to get you to help them? And
But I don't,
But then
but like you said you got that pain across.
I literally,
Yeah,
literally
but
it felt
I
like
say-
someone was pressing
yeah.
my head.
But I say, oh, I've got headache as well. It was affecting you and me. I don't know if it's because we've both been there before, so it knew us. It doesn't know my mum, your mum, and Danny. It knows us. And Adam says the more times you go, it will remember you and it will do mischievous things to you because it knows you now. It knows what it can do. But I feel like that worried man or whatever he is wasn't in Fry's room. I don't know where he was.
Like
I
you
just
said,
feel
it
like
was
none of
that
them spirits what was there, like the
previous,
mum and the 2 kids.
Yeah.
I don't think they were even up in the attic.
No.
So I don't know if they can't show themselves because that dark spirit is too powerful and they can't get through, or they completely don't exist anymore.
Did you think to it all then, Jill? What was your experience like?
It was good. I enjoyed it. Except for the part where both of these two, Amelia and...
Which ones have you enjoyed more, the Robin Hood or the Silver Hill ones?
I think it's,
Both.
it's
That's
completely
both.
different experience
Experience,
being
yeah.
outside and then being inside.
Yeah, to be fair, because obviously I've done a lot of indoor ones.
Yeah.
And to be honest, when we went to the Silver Hill for the first time, I was like, no, we're not going to get anything. We're not. And then I was, I was pleasantly surprised when all these voices kept coming through, and then Rod's was going. I was like, oh, this is quite interesting.
I loved that one when we first went there, and we were getting them names like Robert
and like panning round with the camera and the spirit.
And
thanks. And see that.
And saw that figure, didn't we? Yeah, I did enjoy that, and I did enjoy the Robin Hood Museum one.
Yeah, I think
I'm glad I went.
With the two, well, we've done Silver Hill three times, haven't we? Yeah. We didn't use the cat ball on the first one, and it would have been interesting to see if that would have come on. But I think for the last 2 times when we've been there, and it's been coming on, and it's been intelligent. That's been really interesting. That's been really interesting because it only comes on by touch.
I didn't feel scared. The only time I felt scared is when we moved a bit deeper, when you saw the figure.
Yeah.
But apart
But
from
I think
that,
that's because we went deeper in, and I think your mind plays tricks on you anyway, that we've gone deeper in.
Trees and stuff, leaves and stuff,
but they seemed, them spirits there, that Robert, they seemed quite nice, didn't they? They were like sort of telling us how they felt, like it was.
I do think they were minors.
Yeah.
The Robert what came through, he was definitely a minor, and we've got, like, I did the research.
Robert.
After doing some research on the miners who worked at the Silver Hill mine, we came across a Robert Arthur Hallen who died on the 25th of January 1938, aged 35, after the roof collapsed. What I think was quite good with the last one is that you do get the little girl on the EVP saying what her name is, and you can tell it's a little girl by how she talks, and I do think she's there to protect us.
Yeah.
But she wasn't there for when we went to the Robin Hood. She couldn't get in there.
It makes you wonder what the spirit is, or the dark.
Makes you wonder though what was trying to latch on to me at Silver Hill.
Yeah.
Didn't you say that Pip was protecting me there as well?
Well, she says that she was protecting you on the EVP stuff.
Yeah.
And when you ask it, it flashes the ball to say, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm in one of them, like, two minds. Like, I want to know why it wants me to go to Pontefract, but I don't want to know at the same time. I don't want to know what it had planned for me to go to Pontefract. I don't want to know. No. But part of me does want to know at the same time. Yeah. But I'm not going to open that door.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Not worth it. Not seeing you two the way you were.
Because there's not going to be that help.
No.
Like, if you was to go, the help won't be there because we won't know what to do with it. Because it's going to be too big of a... I don't know, I'm trying to find the words.
Yeah.
It's too powerful for what we know how to deal with.
Yeah, you're not sort of... Like a lot of people's been going for years and years, and they get more and more.
Yeah, but
don't they?
they're going there all the time.
There's a lot of people that's more experienced than what these are.
But they're not being told to go there. No. Why does it want me? Why me personally? Why? Marie knows.
Because you've probably opened up to them.
Yeah, Marie knows.
Because you've answered them constantly.
Yeah. When we're doing the documentary and it comes out with my name, you can see I was taken back by it.
And then they all say,
I tell you the bit what's confused me is last month in Ernsman with that music playing.
Yeah, it sounded a bit Scottish.
The battery was out because I was taking the batteries out because I couldn't get it to come on, and I was like, you can hear me putting the back on after the music, and this music comes on. I'm like, well, how the hell's that playing?
It sounded a bit Scottish to me. You know, when it first started up, it sounded like it was
like bagpipes.
What's that saying?
What's your best experience then, Amelia?
I don't know, because they're two completely different kinds.
Yeah.
I like the outside and the inside.
Yeah.
What's your best experience in the inside and the outside?
I don't really know, because I didn't really enjoy the last inside one with what happened.
It was too loud in the documentary for you to really appreciate it.
And I just didn't enjoy, and I felt very ill for the whole of that night, for the last one, after being in Fry's room.
Danny felt when, you know, when the attic in his hand were going, oh, did he feel like somebody was there?
He literally said he felt like someone was stroking round his hand.
Yeah.
Like literally, like even his fingers.
Yeah.
Like just completely looking at every single detail of his tattoos.
What, like a kid, like being interested?
He says he couldn't figure out what it was, but he could literally feel like something was stroking his hand.
Yeah, yeah, because
it just felt like he could feel the fingers, like the fingertips.
I wish I didn't have my phone up in that one, because if I had my phone, I would have put the
But you could see that his hand was literally going whiter and whiter.
Well, we felt it, and that one was freezing compared to the other.
It's made me believe more now with what's happened to both of you, and like we were all acting strange, really, weren't we?
To be fair, I'm waiting for that REM pod to go off. That's what I'm waiting for now. Like the REM pod. I need the REM pod to go off now.
I think Sherwood Forest would be all right as long as we didn't go deep like they wanted you to go in. If we keep to paths, and there's a few of us.
I'm wondering if they've all been put into one room.
Yeah, they could have.
And the dark entity / Millie is like took over the rest of the building, and they're all kind of hiding.
Like under the bed where you were staring. Yeah.
You don't know if that, like, if the kids was under the bed. I mean, I don't. Like I said, there was a pain, and then that's it. That's all I remember. But if something was trying to get my attention to say, like, please help me.
We had Danny with us, and he's a pagan. I think, you know, we were sort of like pretty safe with him being there. Probably if he wasn't there, probably some more things could have happened. But he was sort of knows what he was talking about. He knew what he was looking at and things. And you know, when he was moving the swords, he said he was moving them to aggravate them, which. When they said no to you, didn't they, about, so can we move your stuff? And it went no.
To be fair, I do think that room makes you say stupid stuff, because Jacob came out with stupid stuff in January, because when I said I felt that pressure on my head, it's like, well, that's what monks do, they push your head down under water. And me and his brother were like, don't be talking. No, they do not do that. They may, like, bless you and stuff, but they don't physically push your hand up.
Yeah. I'll have a blessing.
Like that.
It's weird, that's kind of what monks would do, wouldn't they? They're giving you a blessing, I think. Wouldn't they?
I'm not under pressure.
Thank you for joining us on this special video of us discussing all our investigations, and we hope you've enjoyed us speaking about our experiences. Thank you again for liking our channel and watching our videos, and we will be back in 2023 for brand new investigations.